Pay close attention to what I'm about to tell you now. Have you ever noticed that balanced, affectionate women, partners for years, suddenly turn into a ticking time bomb after 40? It's not a coincidence. It's a pattern as predictable as the sunrise, but almost no one realizes it in time. You think you know your wife, your partner, that person you share your life with. Then one day, out of nowhere, she looks at you like you're a stranger and says those words that freeze your blood. I can't do this anymore. Want to know what's worse? You stand there, lost, trying to understand where you went wrong. You review every moment, every word, every gesture, and you find nothing. Because the problem was never you. The problem is an internal storm that has been brewing for years, silent as a snake, waiting for the right moment to strike. Do you want to know the brutal truth? Every woman carries within her a biological clock programmed to explode. And when that clock strikes 40, 42, 45 years, chaos begins. It's a chain reaction that destroys marriages, families, assets. Everything you built together turns to dust. Can you imagine the despair of losing everything without even understanding why? I spent 12 years studying this phenomenon, observing patterns, analyzing cases, decoding what really happens in the female mind during this critical phase. And what I discovered is so rare that only a handful of men in the world know this truth. You are about to join that select group. But first, let me ask you a question. Would you rather discover this now, prepared, or when she's already thrown your clothes in the street and changed the locks? Because believe me, it happens every single day to men who thought they had a solid relationship. Now I'm going to reveal the 5 devastating triggers that turn any woman into a destructive force after 40. Pay very close attention because each one of them is a grenade about to explode. First trigger, the invisible hormonal storm. The female body undergoes a brutal chemical revolution between 40 and 50. The hormones that regulated mood, desire, energy, everything collapses. It's as if her brain enters a permanent short circuit. One day, she wakes up in love with you. The next, your presence deeply irritates her. Have you ever seen someone trying to drive a car with a broken steering wheel? That's exactly what happens to her. The emotional control system fails. Decisions become erratic. Anger flares up out of nowhere. Tears, too. And the worst part, she can't explain what she's feeling because she herself doesn't understand. Studies show that 73% of women in this phase report feeling a deep disconnection from their own lives, as if they were watching a movie from the outside. And when that happens, the first thing they want is to change the script. Radically. Does that make sense to you? Second trigger, the shattered mirror crisis. Every morning, she looks in the mirror and sees a stranger. The wrinkles that have appeared, the body that has changed, the youth that is gone. It's a silent and devastating grief. But it's not just vanity, it's identity. The woman she was for 20, 30 years has simply disappeared. And do you know what happens when someone loses their own identity? Despair. Pure despair. She starts to question every choice she made, every path she took, and most importantly, she questions you. Because you are the living proof of her choices. You represent the past she wants to erase. That hurts, I know, but it's the naked truth. When a woman no longer recognizes herself, she needs to destroy everything around her to try to rebuild. It's a primitive instinct of psychological survival. Now tell me, can you feel the weight of this ticking time bomb? Third trigger, the internal court of regret. After 40, something strange happens in the female brain. It's as if an unforgiving judge wakes up and starts to judge every decision of her life. The children she had or didn't have. The career she abandoned or pursued. The man she chose. You. This court has no mercy. Every sacrifice she made becomes an accusation. Every dream she left behind becomes a sentence. And guess who the main defendant in this trial is? Exactly. You. The man who was by her side during all those choices. You become the symbol of everything that went wrong. It doesn't matter if you were an exemplary partner. It doesn't matter if you built a beautiful life together. In her internal court, you are guilty. Guilty of existing. Guilty of being part of the past she wants to rewrite. Studies show that 8 out of 10 divorces initiated by women happen in this age group. It's not a coincidence. It's the court's verdict being executed. Is it starting to make sense? Fourth trigger, the poisonous envy of lost youth. Do you know what happens when she sees a 25-year-old woman? Her blood boils, literally. Her blood pressure rises, her heart races, her jaw clenches. It's a visceral reaction she can't control. Every young woman is a cruel reminder of what she lost. And the worst part? She knows you see those women too. She knows that biologically you are still attracted to youth. This drives her crazy, paranoid, destructive. She starts to test you, provoke you, create conflicts out of nowhere. It's the primal fear of abandonment mixed with anger. She needs to destroy you before you destroy her. It's a distorted but powerful defense mechanism, so powerful that it can end decades of relationship in a matter of weeks. Have you noticed how arguments become more frequent and intense after she turns 40? That's not your imagination. It's the poison of envy corroding everything from within. And when this poison reaches critical levels, the explosion is inevitable. Can you feel the tension building? Fifth trigger, the domino effect of self-destruction. When all these triggers combine, something terrible happens, a chain reaction that has no turning back. She makes an impulsive decision. It could be an affair, a divorce filing, a radical life change. No matter what it is, the result is always the same: total destruction. It's like knocking over the first domino. All the others fall in sequence. The marriage ends. The family breaks apart. Assets are divided. Children suffer. And in the end, everyone loses, including her. But in that moment, she can't see it. All she sees is the urgent need for change, for escape, for a fresh start. Even if it means burning all bridges, even if it means destroying you in the process. Now comes the part that few apply in practice. There is a way to navigate this chaos, a framework I call the 40-20-40 survival protocol. 40% observation, 20% preventive action, 40% strategic protection. Observation means recognizing the early signs, sudden mood swings, frequent existential questioning, comparisons with other women, growing dissatisfaction with things that didn't bother her before. You need to become a walking radar. Preventive action means not waiting for the bomb to explode. Honest conversations about what she's feeling. Seeking professional help before it's too late. Changes in the relationship dynamic that show you understand her phase. But be careful. Don't be condescending. Be strategic. Strategic protection means shielding yourself for the worst-case scenario. Important documents secured. Assets legally protected. Support network established. Because when the storm comes, and it will come, you need to be prepared. It's not pessimism, it's intelligence. Can you visualize this protective shield? Now, I know what you're thinking. Isn't this overgeneralizing? Not every woman freaks out after 40. And you're right, partially. Not every woman will destroy everything. But every woman goes through this internal transformation. Some cope better, others worse. Some have support, others don't. Some are more conscious, others act purely on instinct. But all, absolutely all, face this storm. The difference lies in how she will react. And more importantly, in how prepared you will be. Because ignoring this reality doesn't make it disappear. It just leaves you vulnerable, unprepared, a victim waiting to happen. Do you prefer to know the truth or live in illusion? Let me tell you something almost no one notices. The most dangerous moment is not when she's exploding with anger. It's when she becomes quiet, distant, thoughtful. It's in that silence that the most devastating decisions are made. It's the eye of the hurricane. You think everything is fine because she stopped complaining, stopped fighting. But in reality, she has already made the decision, already planned her exit, already visualized life without you. And when she finally speaks, it's already too late. This pattern is so consistent, you can time it. First comes the denial phase. She tries to convince herself that everything is fine, that it's just a phase, that it will pass. This lasts a few months, maybe a year. You don't even notice that something is happening. Then comes the anger. The explosions begin. Criticisms intensify. Everything you do is wrong. Your breathing annoys her. Your presence is a burden. This phase is noisy, chaotic, exhausting, but there is still hope. Then comes bargaining. She tries to negotiate with herself. Maybe if she changes this or that. Maybe couples therapy, maybe a trip. These are desperate attempts to save something she already knows is dying. Depression follows. A deep sadness takes over. She cries for no apparent reason, sleeps too much or too little, loses interest in everything, including you. It's devastating to watch this up close. And finally, acceptance. But it's not the acceptance that saves the relationship. It's the acceptance that it's over, that she needs to move on, alone. And that's when the final blow comes. Can you identify which phase she is in now? There's another ultra-rare secret I need to share with you. Most men try to fix the situation with logic, rational explanations, sensible arguments. But her brain in this phase doesn't process logic. It processes pure emotion. It's like trying to put out fire with gasoline. The more you try to explain, justify, rationalize, the more you push her away, because you are speaking a language she no longer understands. You are playing chess while she is in an emotional war. The language that works now is different. It's the language of presence without pressure, of support without suffocating, of understanding without judgment. But above all, it's the language of intelligent self-preservation. You need to be like water, fluid enough to adapt, but strong enough not to be destroyed. It's a delicate balance that few men can maintain. Are you feeling the weight of this responsibility? Now let's talk about the elephant in the room. What to do if you're single and thinking about dating a woman in this age group? Run away. Not necessarily, but enter with your eyes wide open. A woman after 40 can be incredible, mature, experienced, decisive. But she can also be a bomb about to explode. The difference lies in the signs. Does she constantly talk about her ex? Red flag. Has she changed drastically in the last 2 years? Maximum alert. Does she complain about everything and everyone? Run. But if she demonstrates inner peace, genuine acceptance of her age, clear life projects, she can be an exceptional partner. The secret is discernment, sharp observation, and most importantly, not letting yourself be carried away only by appearance or loneliness. Does this analysis make sense? You need to understand one fundamental thing. This outburst after 40 is not malice. It's not calculated. It's biology mixed with psychology under extreme social pressure. It's the result of decades of conditioning colliding with the reality of aging. It's human, all too human. But that doesn't mean you should be the victim. It doesn't mean you should accept destruction in the name of understanding. You can understand the process and still protect your life, your sanity, your assets. It's about intelligent survival. Remember the ticking time bomb metaphor I mentioned at the beginning? Now you know exactly how it works. You know the wires, the timer, the mechanism, and more importantly, you know how to protect yourself from the explosion. This knowledge is golden, because while other men are out there, completely in the dark, being caught by surprise, losing everything without even understanding what happened, you are armed with the truth. You have the mind map. Do you think that doesn't make a difference? Think of how many men you know who were devastated by divorces after 40. How many lost half of everything? How many still pay alimony decades later? How many never emotionally recovered? Now you understand what really happened. It wasn't bad luck. It wasn't a coincidence. It was a predictable pattern they failed to recognize. A tsunami they didn't see coming. But you now see. You now know. You can now prepare. The question is, will you use this knowledge? Or will you dismiss it, thinking that with you it will be different? That your wife is special? That your relationship is bulletproof? Because let me tell you a secret. Every man who was destroyed thought exactly that. Arrogance is the first step to the abyss. Humility and preparation are your best allies. Recognizing that this can happen to you is the beginning of wisdom. Acting preventively is the manifestation of intelligence. So, what are you going to do now? Will you continue living in the illusion that everything is fine? Or will you start observing the signs? Will you wait for the bomb to explode? Or will you start disarming the triggers? The choice is yours. But time doesn't wait, and the clock keeps ticking. Every day that passes without preparation is a day closer to chaos. Every ignored sign is a lost opportunity to avoid destruction. Every moment of denial is a step towards the precipice. Do you feel this urgency? If this video opened your eyes to a reality you didn't know or didn't want to see, do this now, before you forget. Like, subscribe, share with that friend who needs to hear this. Because unshared knowledge is wasted knowledge. And believe me, many men need this truth, not to hate women, not to become bitter, but to navigate the complexity of modern relationships with intelligence and strategy, to protect what they have built, to preserve their sanity, to survive the chaos of 40. Remember when I talked about the ticking time bomb at the beginning? Now you not only know it exists, but you have the tools to disarm it, or at least to minimize the damage when it explodes. That is the power of applied knowledge. You are no longer a potential victim. You are a prepared man, informed, armed with the truth. And that, my friend, makes all the difference between surviving and being destroyed, between rebuilding and being buried by the rubble. The storm of 40 is real, devastating, relentless. But now you have the radar to see it coming, the shelter to protect yourself, and the wisdom to emerge whole on the other side. Use this power responsibly. Because in the end, it's not about war between men and women. It's about understanding the forces that drive human behavior. It's about navigating complexity with intelligence. It's about protecting what's important while there's still time. And time, my friend, is running out.